Are you the type of person who's drawn to seeking out the truth, uncovering fact in detail, and then sharing that information with the world? Well, if so, you really ought to check out the career of a research psychologist. These are individuals who do work for sometimes academic institutions, for companies, sometimes they just do flat out freelance work. Now, basically, they're concerned with conducting research and studies. They run experiments, they test their own hypotheses, and then they publish these reports, again, to share the information with the world. Salary-wise, not too shabby there either. According to the most recent data reports from job finding sites, you're looking at between $78,000 US per year to about $125,000. Of course, this can all change if you're running your own company or if you have some really great contacts, things are going to look a lot different. But again, this is a career that you might want to check out if those things I mentioned earlier have interest for you. Now, in terms of today's episode, I've got a great guest lined up for you. She is a research psychologist, and not only that, her specialty is within the field of play and toys. Yeah, a lot of fun. And she's an actual expert within her country. She's the leading voice on that topic. So yeah, her words do carry some weight. And she stopped by Life As A to break down her career. And she has a company, basically two companies that she's running and has been doing for quite some time. And I just think her story is quite inspirational and presents this other way of looking at this field of being within research psychology. So yeah, a great episode lined up for you. I think it's about time to get started. But before we do, would love that like or subscribe. It's the best way to let that algorithm know that, hey, this Life As A content does in fact matter. Okay, well, I think it's about time to get started. So why don't we?
The research we do into child development and play is to help people understand children and how they develop. What do most children do, when and how and why? That's kind of where we come in. There are two sides to the business. Fundamentally, Children is the research consultancy where we help people understand children and how they interact with brands, whether they and again, just to sort of inform that commercial decision. So they're taking an evidence-based approach to their product development, but also their marketing, communications, and all of that kind of stuff. So they understand what age children are engaging with their brand, how they're engaging with it. There's a different strategy if you are looking to create an educational brand that is sort of premium and high end and is sort of aspirational versus something that is mass market and is just something that you're hoping is going to be a playground craze. You would have a different strategy, and you need to understand how children see your brand and how they engage with it to inform all that. You also might want to understand how they engage with the play patterns and what play patterns your product or your characters facilitate for different age groups. And so that you can then go, okay, well, this is the product range we've got at the minute. What else can we develop that would meet those needs of those kids and be engaging for them and entertaining? So we do that. We do training on ages and stages of child development, inclusivity, diversity, all of that kind of stuff. So that, again, people who are working to make things for children can really understand those children and how to make the product more appealing and maybe increase the age range that it appeals to, or increase the diversity and the accessibility so that you increase your market size. All of that stuff, it's, there's good aims. It's about making stuff inclusive, but it's also commercially beneficial too. And then the other side of what we do is Good Play Guide, and goodplayguide.com is the platform for parents, carers, educators to find really great products that can help kids thrive through play, but also a lot of content on why play is important, how to get a balanced play diet, how to help children with additional needs access play opportunities, the importance of play in mental health, all of those kind of conversations that parents and educators, are struggling with, screen time battles, all of that. And that all goes on the Good Play Guide website. But we work with people who want to do the best thing for kids and want to make children's lives better through their brands and their products and making the world more playful. Commissioning academic research through universities is really time consuming, really expensive, and you will get a load of data. What you won't get is, but I know that parents, that competitor research in the market shows that for this kind of product, you need to hit a price point of $19.99. So what you need to, there's the sort of the
Yeah.
practicalities or commercial realities that the purely academic research doesn't really give you. It will give you all the stuff into kids' development and how they engage with the products and the brands and all that sort of stuff. But what it doesn't give you is that interpretation of, okay, well, what can we do to our brand or our products to help be commercially successful? And I think that bit is something that our clients tell us that they really value, is because you've got the sort of the two sides of the equation.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, was that something that early on you identified when you realized, okay, this is the path I want to go down when I want to leave academia? Or is that an idea that sort of evolved over time?
It came about with my first focus group because I was doing so my dad used to sell toys, and one of the companies he was working for wanted some research doing, and it was about whether a Japanese games console would do well in the UK. So I did a focus group, that was fine. And because when I gave them the report, I didn't just say 8 out of 10 kids said this. I was like, 8 out of 10 kids said this, but that may be because at this age and stage of development, this is what's going on with them. Therefore, if you make these changes to your marketing, you might be more successful. And they were blown away by the sort of stages 2 and 3, because they'd only just ever had the raw data before. And they were like, oh, we've never done this. Could you do some more? And then could you do some more? And then they recommended me out, and it grew from there. So it was something that I did instinctively, and I didn't know that nobody else was doing it.
Isn't it funny how things work out in that sense, once in a while? And then, yeah, if you can catch yourself in the moment and then realize like what's being communicated across to you and what that could represent to future clients, then there you go. And then you potentially got a business. So I
Absolutely.
like that. As far as the work and the fulfillment that you're getting from it, yeah, I wouldn't think it would be all that hard, just in the sense of the nature of what you're involved in. Again, you're working with children, you're delivering happiness on some level, hopefully with some of these products that are hitting the market, that should be expected to succeed and do well. But all the same, I mean, like where do you get a sense of fulfillment in the work that you're involved in?
Just started a new Tuesday Toy Testers Club in the Good Play Zone, and that's the kids that come to that. It's we're piloting it as a social enterprise venture, so we're not charging anybody to come. We're coming, we're giving them opportunities to play freely, and then we do some reviews of toys as well, and the kids that come to that have just been an absolute joy. And when they turn around and they go, can we come again tomorrow? Can we come again next week? Can we come? I want to come all the time, and I don't want to leave, and all that sort of stuff. That lets me know we're doing something special for these kids. And I think, because I don't know that they would be able to access those kind of experiences if there was admission fees, and if it was more formalized. So no, I really like being able to give stuff back.
Okay, well, I do hope that you found those talking points from Dr. Gummer to be helpful and insightful. And if you do want to learn more about that type of work or that type of profession, be sure to check out the full-length audio version. There we dive into so much more, including Dr. Gummer's pathway into the work that she's presently doing, as well as how she developed her reputation within that space. Plus, she also delves into the world of technology and how that's shifting and changing, and how her and her organizations are dealing with all of that. So yeah, a bunch of great stuff within the full-length audio version. You can find that wherever you access your podcasts. Anyhow, once again, I'm gonna ask for that like or subscribe. It's the best way to let this algorithm know that, yeah, this content does in fact matter. Anyhow, I will have another episode coming for you right next week, another profession covered, so don't miss it. All right, until then, we'll see ya.